If you're an Aries rising, here's something that you can take to the bank from real astrology. This is not pop astrology. This is not what you see mainstream stuff. This is from real fucking Jyotish. And I'm sure that you're used to everybody telling you that as an Aries rising, you're bold, you're brave, you're confident, you move quick, you think quick, you act quick, you love quick, you leave quick, you do everything fucking quick. And they're probably also going to tell you that you're really confident, you're really self-assured, you're really brave, you're like very entrepreneurial, you're a fire starter, you're a maverick or whatever the fuck they say. And I'm willing to bet that that is not true. You don't feel the way that people describe Aries rising to be. You don't feel like you're super confident. You don't feel like you're moving as fast as that you want to. You don't feel like you're like this fire starter, go get him kind of person. Now, what I will say is that as an Aries rising, you are supposed to initiate. And life keeps putting you in situations where you do have to initiate, where you have to take the leap, take the risk, have that conversation, make the first move. But the point of having an Aries rising is learning when you're supposed to initiate and when you're supposed to not initiate. In order for you to get the complete story of how your Aries rising actually acts, you have to look at where Mars is in your chart. Wherever Mars is, that's the area of life where you have to actually initiate. That's where initiating is actually going to get you results. That's where initiating is going to actually energize you, and that's where initiating is going to feel frictionless. Wherever Mars is in your chart, when you do the things that are related to that area of life, that's when you're going to start feeling the power of this placement. As an example, let's say that your Mars is tied to work or health. Okay, that means that if you decide to initiate through, let's say, like relationships, or you try to initiate by being more social, you're gonna be drained as fuck, because that's not where your energy is supposed to go. Let's say that you have Mars tied to, let's say, groups. Let's say it's in the 11th house of groups, networks, long-term aspirations, social alliances, the collective. If that's where your Mars is tied and you're not taking initiative in that area of life, and you're instead taking initiative on like making sure your routines are on point, making sure you're getting through the day every single day, making sure that you're doing everything by yourself the way it's supposed to be done, and you're not talking to anybody, you're gonna burn out, dude. And so the way to not get burned out is to not only understand the energy of an Aries rising, but to also see where that energy is meant to move, which you see through where Mars is placed in your chart. When you know what the energy is showing up as and where that energy is supposed to be directed towards, that's when everything becomes so much easier. It's ridiculous. And it's not easier because life got easier. It's easier because you're working with yourself now. You're working in alignment with the placements and the energies you already have. And when you do that, that's when that Aries rising starts feeling like something that actually like gives you energy, that gives you the boost, instead of something that's constantly draining you and exhausting you all the time. And that's when you start getting like those descriptions that people say of Aries, where you're decisive, you're confident, you're sure-footed, you act quick. And this is just your ascendant. There are 11 other houses that give you insights on what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to do it, how your energy shows up, where it's supposed to move, and how easy life gets when you actually align with that, and what it's asking you to do in order to align with that. And if you want a complete breakdown of that, as well as a complete breakdown of every single layer of your chart, just click the link in my bio. And if you found this helpful, follow for more.